Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to a very special, very special stream. Today we're going to rewatch, and together we are going to review all of my old GDQ runs, some of which aren't even that old. Just all of my GDQ runs. In total, that's 6 runs for a total runtime of about 5 hours, so strap in if you're planning on being here for the long haul. A very streamer special. I know, is it like, I'm becoming a YouTube reactor, but like, does it count if I'm reacting to myself?
Disagree.
I've wanted to do this for a while. It's like, it's kind of a dumb idea, but I think it would be fun. I've decided this would be a fun thing to do. So how this is going to work is that we're going to watch a run, and then I'm going to poll the chat according to rate it according to a tier list I made. And then we're going to put it in the tier list, and then at the end of watching all of those, I'm going to give my own opinions, and we're going to see how my opinions on my own runs differ from chat's. Does this make sense? That's what we're doing. End of every run, a vote, I add it to the list. And then you get my opinions at the end, and we'll see how they differ. It's like, do we agree? Do we not agree? Let's do the thing, shall we? Change of scene, shall we? Take a stereotypical reaction pic. Like that. Like, use that for the thumb. That's so bad. No, okay. So, I had to get all the footage for this. This is just my runs where I'm the runner. I don't have, I'm not allowed to do runs where, like, I was on the couch, and further, I'm not really interested in doing runs where I was just on the couch. That feels a bit mean-spirited, you know? So, it's just runs where I'm the runner, so the only person we're making fun of is me. Okay? Okay. Starting with the very first GDQ run I did. Shuriken, and I had to scrub through this one to find the start of the run because the older GDQ VODs are really bad at actually having the video game in it. This video is 21 minutes long, and the actual run starts at 13 minutes in. Alright, also, here's a preview of my shitty tier list before we get started. Boom. See that? My webcam is kind of obscuring the F tier. Ooh. I made 10 million years in MS Paint, right? But that's what we're going with. That's what we're going with here, folks.
We're going to go ahead and turn everything over to Succinct and Punchy for the Shuriken run. Good luck to the runner.
Oh god, I was still called Succinct and Punchy back then. Already I'm embarrassed. It's like 5 people in the room.
Before we get started, I want to address something real quick. I did the commentary for the Freedom Planet run earlier in the marathon. The outpouring of support of that has been crazy. I don't want to dwell on it for too long, but like seriously, thank you. I'm British, I don't handle compliments well, but just know that I appreciate it. A lot. But now
I'm already fucking embarrassed out of my mind watching this.
Countdown 3, 2, 1,
I can't handle it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Middle of the summer. I don't remember the exact.
How many of you guys in chat even knew I ran this game?
The goal was to make a game in the spirit of the Game Boy. This one took 2nd place to a game with mouse look. I don't quite get how that's in the spirit of the game.
I don't get it either. Okay, so
complaining about game jams.
Shuriken, strats all the time.
I spent like 6 months running this game, you know. I spent ages running this game. I like this game a lot, actually, but I kind of regret spending as long as I did on it.
So but this is a boss.
It's a good beat.
Here, we mash buttons, really fast, dead, done.
The speed! Oh my god!
Absolutely.
Thanks, studio!
Yeah, so the game comes built with 2 control sets.
Tried his fucking best.
W, A, S, and D.
So that you land a little bit faster and save some time that way. I'm leaving that Shuriken behind, I don't need it, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
I don't enunciate very well in this at all.
Nah, it's not a big deal. I'm
annoyed by this. I can't tell if it's like the audio balance or if it's me. Like, speak up, man.
I'll say you did it first try anyways, though. Good work, Punchy.
Precisely fall down that hole there. That's kind of.
It's so dry.
Early spawn. I don't like that. Nah.
It was this. This was What year was this?
That was about as fast as
2017.
They spawned
2017.
In a little bit of, like you try and jump.
It's on.
I'm so dry during this. I'm like half asleep.
It's spawn
9 by 10. I don't remember the Game Boy resolution. Point is, it's awkward. And
I'm mumbling. Stop mumbling.
Have fun with that stream tag.
Stop fucking mumbling, child.
And this quick kill is probably the hardest one in the game. I'll probably get it because I'm arrogant and think I can get it. You have to mash it really quickly at a precise
I like that.
point. If you do it too early, you'll miss and then lose.
Ooh, no checkpoint. Brave.
That was
easy.
Yeah, and
I think it's like less than a second. It's like that optimized at the top end. There was a point
we
where
really did try
like
very hard on this
like
game.
0.2.
We tried way too hard to optimize this game. So unnecessary.
Competition in speedrunning.
We tried way too hard on
Jump up
this
here
game.
to collect the key, but not land
That's
on
good.
the platform.
That's hard.
And then
Like, there's just not much energy. I'm like, I didn't realize that I was like so mumbly back then. Like, what the fuck?
Yes. This room is the hardest room in the game, and it makes me want to die. Perfect.
Bit much there, pal.
That's a lot harder than it looks. So final boss, you have to manipulate his position and otherwise do lots of mash.
Precise.
Very good.
There
That's a
we
good
go.
final boss. And time will be when the screen fades to white. Time.
It's a very short run. It's a very short run. There's a reason most people don't even remember I did this one.
Yeah.
World record, and my PB I think is like 553 or something, so
Don't
yeah.
say that!
You can
No!
eat really costly deaths in the game. It's free, by the way. It takes about like 40 minutes on a blind playthrough, so you can play it yourself while, you
Yeah.
know, if you need to kill time,
If
like
you-
say during some sort of 8-hour long JRPG run, I don't know.
That's just mean.
Anyway.
That's
If you wanna
just mean.
download it yourself,
That's
it's
just
actually
fucking
pretty
mean.
easy.
Why did I say that?
rxi.itch.itch.
That's just fucking mean.
/shuriken. And there you go.
Play it.
That's
Free.
just fucking
It's
mean.
a great game.
Wow!
I disagree.
Thank you.
Punch, punch, punch.
That's it.
I used to be such an asshole. Oh my god.
Thank you very much for that amazing run.
I'm already so embarrassed and we're not even 30 minutes into the stream. Oh my fucking god. I think the only reason I got away with that is because it's late at night. That's that's rude. That's mean. Oh my god. Alright, and now, friends. Now, we've seen the run. Now, we poll the chat. Now, I've started the poll. Get your votes in. We're only using the top 5. We're not using E and F, apparently. Yeah, I know this is like sort of like biased as well because you guys are nice to me. Like this is like my Twitch chat. So obviously it's going to be people who are nicer to me on average. Yeah, this run is also, by the way, like to kind of give away my own opinion. This run is the reason I don't do like short games anymore because I don't like, they're hard to give a strong impression with, you know? Like you don't got a lot of time to really sort of like get like stuff going. Yeah, like I'm surprised by that. I'm surprised by how low energy I was in that run. I wasn't enunciating clearly. I wasn't like, it came from the back of the throat, not the top. You know? Alright, I'm seeing there's a clear preference among chat. I'm surprised that like that many people think it's a B. Honestly. You guys, even that seems a bit charitable, but I believe there is an overwhelming preference. There's an overwhelming preference here. There's an overwhelming preference already. By the way, this is just in Microsoft Paint. This is like, I've put no effort into doing this properly. So with that, there's a clear preference here for the C tier for Shuriken among my chat. That seems like pretty unchangeable. I'm gonna keep the poll going while I get started on the next one. But
Take it away.
there we go. That'll do. Good enough. Silent Hill 1. How are we gonna do here?
Couch.
Hi, I am Techie.
I'm Plywood. And I'm Maxi Lobes.
Great.
All-star
Video
cast.
games. Count of 3. Why not? 3, 2, 1, go.
Just get started. Good. Snappy. I like it. This was a GDQ 2018.
But the only
This was the very next
optimization
event.
that sucks. I got grabbed on the bounce. That's alright. That's alright.
Oh, you turn around.
That's fine. That's decent
Not
RNG.
too bad.
That's decent RNG. But like,
That's a lie,
What the
but
kids
whatever.
do is like important as well, but also your health is sort of random-ish.
I still don't know how this works.
Like sometimes you 5-shot. Enemy health in this game is also random. Everything is random. You'll be hearing
Random.
You need this.
Roll.
So
The
that enemy in
Rs.
particular, right? Some 5 shots, so we can take 6 shots. That was a 5-shot, pretty standard. Mashing really fast there, coming out of that, skips a little mini cutscene where Harry like pulls up a map to see where he has to go, and you can kind of just bypass.
I
that
still
whole
think I could
animation
sound a bit
completely,
like I'm
mash
less half
really
asleep, but
fast.
it's like I'm just going from point to point.
I use custom control bindings for this 2-button bound to cut.
Like I still need to speak up a bit more, I think.
So the goal here at the
Shaved
moment
head,
is you
guys,
need to
seems
collect
pretty
3
I know, right?
keys
The
to
fucking
open a
hair
back door in
difference.
someone's house. Ordinarily, you'd have to comparison where in order to get things to happen, you must do things in the scripted order in which the designers wanted you to do so. If you know where things are,
You can hear the
just go and
capital
get
like
things.
words in that sentence.
One's at the end of this
You can hear me
long
speak
stretch
in
of road.
capital
And there'll be
words.
an airstream interest in me whatsoever, so, you know, cool, I didn't like you anyway. I don't want to be friends.
I still
They can
sound like
all
I'm half
just
asleep
do
during this round.
things to me whatsoever.
Call it low key. It's not. It's a bit too low key, I think.
Turn, corner, yes. Exactly.
That's harder to
If you
do
hit
than the
that
alternative.
straight on, Harry will attempt to like smooch the door, and by that I mean he'll like ram his head into it. He bonks the door. Doors and door bonking are an important aspect of Silent Hill,
Doors!
and I'm now going to bore everyone to death by explaining how doors work for about 10 minutes.
Woo!
So I hope you're all ready for this. Every door in this game is a special, unique kind of door because they all work completely differently, and the only way you learn is by constant repetition. But basically, trying to run straight at a door doesn't work the same way every time. And you have to do it in this order. It seems like, why is he running back to use the medallions after every single one he picks up? Wouldn't it be faster to just get them all in one go? Yes, that's why you can't do that.
so
doesn't work.
sarcastic.
Don't get ideas. It's not that smart.
Such a sassy
By the way,
guy.
despite this being the first.
I'm through.
Get this guy a
generally want
coffee.
these kids to try to go
Get
for
this
the
guy a
stab
coffee.
Because
Strong luck. I have to do that twice though, and that can go pear-shaped. That's mostly consistent, but not 100%.
it generally works. and
Generally works,
generally.
which is never something you want to hear. If you were getting surgery that generally worked, you probably wouldn't have it.
It's very important that you turn off your flashlight before going certain doors. through
Generally
certain
works,
doors
does
as
it?
well.
Yeah. There's
That's
no,
a
like,
zero punctuation
rule to
bit.
it,
Like,
really.
that's like
It's
half a zero
specific
punctuation joke.
situations it's trying. The reason for this is that I am doing this run on the easy difficulty setting, and before Kotaku commenters get angry at me about that, it doesn't really change a whole lot about the run as it stands. In fact, several bosses are actually completely identical
Angry.
between difficulties. the amount of
Angry
health,
about
the amount of
things.
damage you take, blah, 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 blah. The amount of damage you take does change, but I don't get hit anyway. I'm too good for that sort of thing.
I hate him. He sucks.
It's also still just like 2 health drinks. Good luck,
Such an
because it's
unfeasibly
very easy,
large
especially
ego.
later on in the sewer. It tends to be.
That's a stumble cancel, except it wasn't a stumble cancel, but I was trying to stumble cancel.
That's
That
such a
was the
hard
idea.
trick. That's such a hard trick. to
Stumble
pull off.
cancel.
Stumble
No one calls it that except me. I make up words for
trigger there
stuff
for
if you
the
haven't noticed. No
We
one
put the
calls it
shotgun
that.
while we're
That's
in
a
the
me
menu because
invention.
opening the menu-
$25 donation from NIF. It said Silent Hill was the first survival horror game, so naturally I had to stay up until
No,
2
it
a.m.
wasn't.
to see it
Who the
destroyed.
fuck's this
Best of
donator?
luck on the run, and hello, Night Owl.
what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. So we get this key. That turning was awkward.
Don't
Oh,
point it
why do I
out.
say it? Why do I say it?
Berates himself mid-run for pointing it out. It's like the worst of both worlds.
How to open doors. There's an exact science. Please read my book entitled How to Open Doors.
I never made that book. It never happened.
Really challenging room at top level because there's not a lot of room in this room, and you want to get
It's
on that
real
valve
awkward.
as quickly as possible, line yourself up to get that perfect strafe to the next one.
I'm out here. That was fine.
Plywood does a nice job with the
So coming
co-commentary
up
in
on
this
a
run.
boss here, and this boss is interesting because
lucky to
it
have
can
them.
instantly. When you approach a door straight on, in some instances, Harry has some common sense about not slamming his face into it. This is bad because it means he'll walk slowly towards it. I don't want him to walk slowly towards it. I want to run. Listen to me. So I have to turn awkwardly, like I have to approach the door at a side angle in order to get him to
Anger.
run towards the door and avoid his like common sense walking. I do not like common sense walking. This is no time for common sense. This is GDQ.
People really liked
You
that
can't be
line.
held back by things like common sense at a GDQ. That's ridiculous.
That's a quote from Toho. I stole that from Mountain of Faith.
Open. Every single like tech not bonking it is to approach it at like a very specific. I didn't get it, which is annoying. I'm annoyed by that. You need to approach at a very specific angle.
So angry.
Some people just kind of run at it and
Yeah,
Just-
see,
just
Punchy
channeling
used to
my,
sound
like,
more
latent
our donation
anger in
reader
this
until we
run.
started playing this game.
Was I like this all the time back then?
no.
Oh my god.
Like one of
It's
the
like just
hardest
so low level
this
angry
will not look in.
constantly.
This is one of the hardest pieces of movement. In
What do
the
you mean
entire
I
game.
still am? Shut the fuck up.
We've nailed it.
Dude, nice. Actually, nice.
Clap for that.
That doesn't
It
look
might
as
not
hard
have
as it
looked
is.
cool.
Get the
It's
clap for the
really
control room
hard.
tower. Hell yeah.
Actually, really hard at highlight.
But I nailed it, so I'm quite happy with myself.
And something interesting.
Oh yeah,
to
you
mention
sound so happy with
the
yourself,
run and
pal.
Walk modes. You actually have.
Who's
a
this
table
fucking idiot?
Walk.
However, it is instrumental in a glitch that we will be doing about like 10 to 20 minutes from now?
20. I'd say 20.
We'll say 20.
We'll say
And
20.
It's a doozy, so like stay tuned for that one.
Ooh, the bait.
There
I
is
like
actually
it.
a glitch and a sequence break in this run, I promise. All survival horror runs aren't necessarily played completely straight.
I'm still bitter about that. My anger on that one hasn't died down at all.
Flexing? Go.
That's like
Oh,
concealed
actually,
anger about something
I
that
have
only makes
weird
sense to
cues
me.
for this game. As
Oh
soon
my
as
God.
bye-bye.
Do you know if getting hit by the knife is faster or not?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to get hit. So that
Right.
trigger, like, take one step into the room and you can immediately. You can't. Do it
So
from a standstill.
dismissive.
You have to take it. Ish.
Cut him off.
It's a tablet. Whatever.
He asked a question, Punchy.
So
What the
Silent Hill
fuck
1,
is
I'm
wrong
like,
with
it's,
you?
Like good RNG. I botched the execution. Whatever. I don't care. I didn't get hit. Spent a bullet extra, which
I don't care. I didn't
spending
care
a
about
one
that
bullet extra
time.
here actually could have serious knock-on implications for the rest of the run. So
Stop saying that, damn you.
don't touch that dial, kids. 5 times.
Yeah, I don't care, he
Hold on.
said,
Welcome to
caringly.
America.
Dude, everywhere I go to has free refills. It's not like that in the UK. It's amazing.
Right?
This is true. This boggled me.
Been enjoying it so much. This
So
is
I saw you had a red velvet cake the other day.
I know. I went to IHOP and they just had a whole cake as a meal, and like I got halfway through it before I realized I'm just eating a whole cake as a meal. This is amazing. This country's fascinating.
It's true. Like you just ate a whole
so
like
the basement.
red velvet
Like,
pancakes.
more
Like it's just a
basement
cake. It's
basement.
just a
You
whole
pull out a
cake
new
as a
basement
meal. That's
inside
not
of the basement.
breakfast. That's dessert.
Ultra spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
just
a
like a
portrait
whole
that
cake
keep
for
picking up
breakfast. I went
ones
to
on the map
IHOP.
somewhat.
I love IHOP as it turns out. Because all
That's
they
the second box of
all they
bullets we're
make
gonna
is
pick
like
up, and
chicken
that's, like,
and
the last until we pick up rifle shells or
chicken
whatever.
and burgers and
Okay,
pancakes,
so final
which
bit
is
of
all I
RNG
eat.
here. A thing I call the walk.
This run was pre out of bounds. This was not like I'm about to
Light
like
must go off here because there are monkey enemies outside.
no out of
Human
bounds.
monkeys
It was
that
not
we
in the
run
run
officially
yet.
called
I haven't done a run
Punchy.
at GDQ with the out of
Point
bounds
is,
in it
they're
yet.
incredibly sensitive to the light, and they will track
This is
you,
like an old
across
forgotten
the
route.
entire
No
building
one does
if
this
you can
anymore.
even catch a glimpse of your light, and if they touch it across the
The
great, there's
old
some
the
kind of
old
timing
boss
base,
fight we
so,
don't do
have a
anymore.
look. 2 steps back, turn left, run a bit forward. Nah, I fucked up.
Swear word! He did a swear! Did you hear that?
Run a bit forward. Nah, I fucked up.
Swear word! Poor! Ban this kid! No one said anything to me about that, by the way. I actually didn't even realize I did it until after the run and someone pointed it out to me.
Okay.
This is going really badly,
Kind of
by the way.
expecting that to kill him. Okay, so that was completely awful. Never mind that.
Move on.
You can get that in
It's a
like
good
6
attitude.
shots in one cycle, but I totally missed the time, the movement. That is whatever. That's like 18 seconds or something.
Don't count the
keeping
bloody seconds.
I blame the game. It's your fault. It wasn't, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I do that all the time.
So another outdoor segment here, and again, we just
Unfeasibly
kind of, we run in the
large
dark
ego.
as well. Like for
Wonderful.
Yeah,
We have a
good choice.
$5 donation from Will who says, "Hey Punchy,
It's
it's
Will.
me.
He's
I'm
a-
blessing this run with sub 32 pace.
not happening.
Good to know."
Denied!
Out of the question since Twin Feeler.
$40.
The world record for this game, currently held by me by literally 1 second on second place, is 31:43. You need outstandingly good RNG, and you need to not really do a whole lot of things wrong to get a sub 32.
Too much focus on like records in these older runs
Two
by me.
people.
I don't do that so
Two
much
people.
anymore.
People.
Two people.
2 people have done 31s, and
don't-
only
I don't
only
think
one
And
of
a
them.
task. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Only
just
one of them's
insane.
done it more than once, and that would be me.
Humble
Okay, so
brag.
Float Stinger. Float Stinger is an interesting boss because people very
Because his iframe.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna pause the run to say this. One of the common threads in this older run is that like I really, I don't run with things well enough. So, donating for sub 32 pace. I'm just like, no.
Stop moving as soon as he starts moving again.
Just go with it for God's
I always
sake.
use the blood
Fucking misery guts.
from, but the straight
It's kind of funny, but like
kind of fun.
misery
Bullet
guts.
saber.
there are
I want to point
5
this
dodges
out for
that
the
need
hell
to
of
be
it. You know the
performed,
timer
all of which
out there. The
are
lights behind it
totally
represent the
not down to
time
me
in like
from when they
binary.
look. I don't know. I just sort of did it.
I mean, if things get
Maybe
really
I shouldn't
dire,
have done that.
You can pick up the kit like in the antique shop later or
I
something.
won't. Picking up health items is slow.
I won't do that.
Sometimes speedrunning's gotta come from the heart, man.
Playing safe. No. What? Common sense. You're doing it again.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Unacceptable.
I'm being too common here. That's why I have a 32, not a 30.
Too common.
The commoners commentating my run.
I know, right?
Unbelievable. Okay, so I'm like turning
So full of
weirdly
it.
into those doors
So
again to
full of
try and
shit.
prevent bonking. So like 4 out of 5 on the dodge RNG in the sewers
bad.
is perfectly good. Perfectly fine. Not perfect, but perfectly fine.
That's probably the worst.
Again,
place in the game
so
to get
full of
bombed,
it.
by the way.
It's just like
You'll just get surrounded.
I had a lot of focus on
again, I
like
have to do this in the
perfection
dark
back
because
then,
there is
huh?
one
I viewed this a
enemy
different way
off to
back
the
then.
right
I can
side
tell.
of
I can tell from the
the
way I'm
resort.
talking.
This
I had a
whole resort
different
area is like
outlook
a
at the
side quest
time.
thing that you can do. I love this game to bits, and I think it's a very interesting survival horror speedrun because of its like momentum-based tank control. It's a momentum game, really.
I still have
not
that
unlike
opinion.
a platformer, but it's so weird. It's so hard to get used to.
It's true. Maybe like I don't know how well that comes
Sewers
across.
here,
Like
there's
maybe I
one
labor
last
that too
instance
much,
of,
but
like,
it
a
does
sewer
control
guy
quite differently from
potentially
basically
blocking
every other
it.
tank
It's
control
super
game.
Rare. But again, given the pedigree of the horror blocks,
Which
he's
does make
doing
it quite
he's
different
doing
as a
it, He
run.
didn't quite do it. He thought about. But anyway, here's the glitch of the run. The glitch. 'Cause
The
there's one.
glitch. The one.
Normally,
Snap!
you skip
And
a
we had
boss
destroyed each other.
by like
Boom.
using the red lip. Happen?
It replaces Sybil's model with the Shadow Baby. Or like that's what I call him.
And Harry has a.
He's got a moment.
Sybil. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. What's going on? Sybil.
Harry doesn't know. Don't talk. I'll take care
I'm
of
not
you.
talking because I don't really have words for that.
and then it just clears up as soon as that cutscene's done. That has no lasting effects on the
That
game
glitch is
whatsoever.
good.
Everything's back to normal. It's all good.
It's always
I also
worth
didn't
letting
check
that
my
play
ammo
out.
during that menu. I found a new strat a few days ago.
Oh, well then show us.
No, it's incredibly risky and only say
The face plant into the shield.
Yeah, the face plant into the shield. But the thing is, right, that can get you killed on the very last
didn't
fight of the
understand
game,
this yet.
and I'm not sure if it saves any time,
Right, don't do that.
so I'm not going to do it.
Please don't.
It
Okay.
works. You can kill the.
I'm gonna pause that actually to explain what the hell it took us 2 years and me translating a Japanese strategy guide to figure out what the hell I was talking about there. It turns out it's a time-based thing. That whole strat I'm describing where I say I'm bonking a shield, it actually turned out to be that if you waited for the enemy to start charging their attack, they took 5 times damage during the wind-up of their lightning move. And I accidentally triggered it by just running into the shield twice. So I thought bonking the shield took health off the enemy, but it's actually a lot. It's not that. It took us like 2 years from this run to finally figure that out.
I just don't think it saves any time, so I'm not doing it.
It did eventually. It was mostly. It turned out to be mostly useful in good places. I had to translate a Japanese strategy. Do I have the book? Like, where is it?
Yeah, another minor optimization I haven't really talked about and won't really get it.
Silent
you ready
Hill,
your gun
perfect navigation book.
after, like when you aim it, it refills the 2, 3, 4, 5 time.
11. Nice.
Was it a 47 RTA?
Yes, it was.
Of course it is.
I'm so pleased
Felt
with
like
myself.
A 47.
That's a good guess, though.
Silent Hill. So if you ever want to learn even more information than what I just imparted about door opening, watch that, and then you too can learn how to jog through foggy streets at a moderately fast pace. Thanks for watching.
I just wrapped it. Good outro. I like that. That's pretty snappy. It's time once again for the tier list. That was 2018 AGDQ. I was not expecting the vote to be that close. Like, it's not divisive, but it's just close. So far, currently, it's 46 votes on A and 47 votes on B, with a handful on S. Who's the one guy who voted D? Fuck this. How dare you? Talking shit. You know, Silent Hill 1, since you guys apparently, like, are so divided on this, I'm just gonna, like, slap it between the two. It's like dead 50-50 between A and B. I've never seen a more even spread in my life. Look at that transition.
All right.
Hello, Rockville! Woo! Woo!
I'm awake! Yeah! I'm awake!
Wow. We're excited for you.
Hi, I'm Punchy.
I'm Maxi Lobes.
I'm McDice.
You can hear. You can
and I'm
hear.
not gonna waste any time.
No
Let's
intro.
Just jump right into this. This is Silent Hill 2, any percent? Time, go. I didn't even do 3, 2, 1. I don't care. Let's just begin the game.
Excited, man.
Brilliant. Didn't crash on the opening FMV. We are in business. Woo! Okay, so
So
away,
much more
we're gonna
into it,
save
like,
the game,
immediately.
And we're going to continue to save the game a lot. Game saved, everyone, because you can immediately go through the
already you can tell I'm more into
picking
this.
Up the map. So
Already
you
you can tell I'm more into
game.
this.
This is relevant later. Remember, 0, nada. If I have a backup in case that does happen, because sometimes the PC port likes to just randomly stutter and drop it for you, which is great fun. I enjoy that very much.
Still angry, though.
It does happen a lot. It's not good.
Still angry.
Anyway, so because of this control style change, I can move in like whatever direction I want, like wee. Tank controls be damned. I do not require this. But fortunately, because we don't pick up the radio, we don't have to bear this constant hissing noise the entire game like you do for every other Silent Hill run. Because in every other Silent Hill, when you get near an enemy,
the commentary style is the same, but like my delivery is just
single run,
sharper.
maddening.
I think.
You
can tell I'm liking
wrong with
this
that
more.
radio.
Yes.
Like I enunciate
Some rooms,
clearer.
like betting on 8. Gimme. Genius.
11.
11.
That's
really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
I got 3. Why does this happen?
So now I can push it out of the way. Yeah,
The-
clap
the-
for good RNG.
Good RNG.
I would
We're on a
golf
roll.
clap for good RNG.
And this is a PC port issue that I will now demonstrate. The PS2 version has a much better camera than this game does. Because James, stay in frame. James. Okay, yeah, he's gone. The PC port cannot keep up with the movement. It can't. It will not.
Good bit.
I think
8 out
it's
of
all the
10.
quick save.
Points.
Possibly.
I like it. I like
not
it.
quick saving. James,
I'm enjoying
full
this. I'm enjoying
sprint.
this.
Wonderful swagger. The hip movement is so exaggerated in James's stride. He's
He's a hunk, that man.
He really is.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
before I came out as bisexual, by the way.
Look at him go.
But like,
Okay,
really.
so now I need to solve
Like,
puzzles.
but
Ah,
really,
perhaps
though.
I like the scene.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is any percent, and I'm playing on beginner action difficulty because any percent, but normal riddle difficulty. You think, oh, easy riddle difficulty should surely be faster.
It's
wrong. Wrong. You did common sense again, you fool.
Continuing joke.
Whisper
Continuity.
Yeah, that's bad.
Up yet. Why it does this, I don't know. It's not a problem with tank controls because character relative movement in a game where the camera wants to do a bunch of angles is clearly superior, and I would defend this opinion to the James? James?
Bye, James.
Okay, bye.
So this is that park.
Oh,
Very.
Bye, game.
it came back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that happens if you quick save during that cutscene. James just breaks loose and goes,
I can't tell if I cut my like rant off with the joke on purpose there.
Again, you have to use it carefully.
Was that clever, or did I just like
didn't, though.
train of
That
thought,
one,
like
you can just
stream of
quick
consciousness
save and
into
James will
it?
just run off into the middle distance. 2 points in favor of the Maria ending, regardless of what you do, because one of them is like distance from Maria, and a speedrun would ordinarily score like flat nothing on this category because we be balling. But the PC
We be
Fortress
ballin'.
awards you a point every single. Can you just sit there and eat Arby's?
I really wanted that bit.
That's
Really
literally what I
wanted.
wanted to do. It was great.
they
I hope it was
have
worth it.
Was it worth it though? Not
You gotta
bloody
keep-
really,
I don't know who's
dude.
responsible for this event. I probably shouldn't say things like that without knowing what I'm talking about.
Just say they have the meats.
They do have the meats.
It's because
Anyway,
they were
back
sponsored
to
by Arby's that
regular
event.
schedule, jogging through
That was the
53.
bit.
Once again, mashing quick save for my life. NG and runs will come to you. but
Arby's
only
is
through
terrible
time
as
saved
well,
in
by the way.
I really wish we
Arby's
had
is like
a
the
client saying
only
game save.
American fast food chain I
Don't
won't
regret.
eat
Oh,
at.
you just need a shirt.
So I'm gonna stay on like nearly dead for the the remainder of the run, which isn't relevant because like worrying about that would entail getting hit, and that's not gonna happen. I don't get hit.
Right.
But
I'm
you
try-
remember the numbers.
I'm trying to make
No,
it sound like
not
I'm
at all.
cool because I'm not gonna get hit.
81,
I'm not gonna get hit, but you
glad
can't
you're
die
right.
on beginner anyway. It's fake.
Kind of hard to read the block.
I'm making myself sound cool.
I was gonna say,
There's
I
no
remember
risk
1814.
though. It's totally
The
made
War of
up.
1814.
what was the
Piece of hair.
Yeah, no, but you
can,
can't
in
die on
fact,
beginner
get,
at
like,
all.
Oh,
same
no.
number.
Outside of instant
Yeah,
kills.
groovy.
And there's only one.
Never doubt me. Never doubt my
I was
movement.
gonna go right on it.
World record holder, by the way.
You got me there.
So full of
No, I
shit.
don't.
Well, you got me in like one of 5 categories.
Don't be bragging. I will not have it. Do not humble brag on my couch.
Well, I did get this hat.
Conditional.
Just
Alright,
me
so
and
we're
Dice
coming
just
up
like
on,
chatting
the
shit at
second
each other.
verb, whatever. Boss. Yeah, called Flesh Slippers, which by the way, before you...
The run's not that different in
Yes,
terms
now
of
we're in
glitches. The only
alternate
really new
hospital.
thing that this
The
run has
goal is not really
gained
clear from the
since
outside
I
of the
did this
alternate
run was
hospital, other than
RNG,
just
and it, which
leave.
is
And in
admittedly
order
not
to
a
do this, you need to
small
find, like,
deal.
various loose interpretations of keys, for various loose interpretations of doors, and
That
this
is
how
literally a
it
zero
works.
punctuation bit.
In this case, it's, once again, I gotta like.
Where did that come from? I didn't authorize these guys to hold a sign behind my head.
Okay, so this is unnecessary. This is just a habit that I have of just mashing buttons. But also, I want to win.
Just put it down right here.
What about the bottom left corner?
Mash, mash, mash. Left. Cutscene. Left. Down the hole.
I didn't authorize this.
There's the one ring.
Are you saving the game, Punchy?
No, I'm mashing.
It looks like on the screen you're saving the game.
I ain't. Now I'm saving the game.
You sure?
I don't know. He's trying to draw my attention. I'm not paying attention at all.
Always save your game, folks.
I don't get it at
All
all.
these saves right now.
This is a PSA. Save your game. You will regret it if you don't.
I don't get it. I don't get it at
See what I
all.
mean?
I'm
Direction,
paying like
position, and how aggressive
100%
they wanna be
attention
is
to the
totally
run.
random.
I'm not
They
looking
just
backwards.
can do
He's
things
trying
like that.
so hard.
They're
I'm
super
not worried about
passive
it.
on beginner, but
Yeah.
like they could get in the way.
They can get in the way. They can force
didn't
you to
realize
take
it
a slower
came
line.
out
Also,
this
that's the only elevator
early.
ride you can skip for some reason. Just arbitrarily, that's the one you can do because there's like a semi.
They brought it out in the
maybe
first
whole elevator.
25
We needed
minutes.
Maria to get a fridge open.
The worst part about the elevator though,
Ah.
is it actually runs in game time.
Yeah, it does. It does reorientate properly.
Can't save.
Cannot.
Can't save
I'm
it.
doing it anyway.
But you are actually saving it.
I want to save.
He's trying
He
again.
is saving it.
I'm not noticing at all.
Game saved.
Game saved.
Like that movement can be a pain because like, how do you turn?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually know that.
It works.
It works.
I'm gonna have to do that next.
I looked back there and still
Like,
didn't
ideally,
notice.
Like flip it 90 degrees and then straight down again, but like realistically, you can just sort of wobble it.
What's your favorite part of the run, by the way?
Yeah, checking maps.
Embarrassing.
We don't have them.
$25 from influencer of Personas. Had to give my first ever donation during my first ever live GDQ to my favorite runner running my favorite series. You go, Punchy.
Thank you very much.
I feel these comments all balance out the hate that seems to dwell within you, Punchy.
How dare you? But continue.
16-bit ferret
The
donated
heat that
$25.
dwells
saying,
within
"Hey, Punchy
me."
and Couch, love seeing this game.
What the
being
fuck
ran
do
again.
you mean,
Keeping an
Studio?
awesome best of luck.
Hey!
saying I had to donate during James' pleasant jog in the fog.
Pleasant jog in the fog is good. I should steal that.
And this run, love you. Hey Punchy, what do you think is better, UFO ending or dog ending? Donation to runner's choice.
Dog ending is definitely better, but UFO ending is underrated. Like, I want to be a hipster about it.
That's a good choice, man.
Summation of my
Harry's in
logic.
it, so-
He
right
is.
there.
Here's one Harry, by the way. Not even Peter.
To create like a firm footing for the horseshoe in lieu of just using the pipe that we have.
This just takes a few seconds,
Well,
of course.
What were they thinking?
I can't say I've ever been to Maine, but I'm pretty sure like every door there is like that.
Terrible. -2.
How could they do such things? It make no sense in the extremely boring gamer voice.
Going down, down, down.
That's a Twitter
just
post
taking the game
in the
down.
spoken language.
Are
Stop
you gonna
it.
kill in the elevator?
Shut up.
There's really no. Grab the ammo.
And this elevator's long, too.
Studio, read some donations while I take a selfie.
The best selfie, by the way. We took them earlier.
All right,
Let's see
well,
who beats ours.
Where's the sign come from?
You didn't even
Oh, you didn't even notice. We're saving the game for you. It's adding on as you play.
So where'd the
hold
sign?
it
I
for
didn't
you.
notice at all.
Okay, yeah.
I'm doing the squat.
Wait, hold on. Is in the selfie?
Ed, you need to lean your head
Yeah,
over.
we got-
I'm in the way.
There you go.
Yes, brilliant. Genius.
My head's like really small in that selfie, by the
Took
way.
a selfie. So where'd the sign come
well,
from?
photo saved, and I have a $50 anonymous donation saying game saved.
Can't save, you fool.
Well, you can save here.
Can't
That was
save.
the worst time to read that donation.
Now, I do want to say the run's been really good so far, especially the clock RNG. Do you think you're going to get Blind Arsonist?
No, it's like 1 in 6.
I think you're going to get it. I believe. I think you
Deny.
got it.
Okay, so firstly, we're
He's-
gonna
he's-
use
he's
Ufo
baiting
to
me
read the
into
map
even
here to skip
trying
this
it.
boss fight real quick. Like, no problem. 1 in 6. Like, do we get Blind Arsonist today?
Dice roll.
No.
No.
I'm calling
Sad.
bottom middle.
1 in 6.
Bottom left. It's
Bad
going to be worse.
spot.
Bottom
It's the
right.
worst.
Bottom
That's
right.
the worst one.
It's like
sad.
1 in 6 shot of getting that, and if you get it, you know.
Fun fact, you can actually kill him with a pistol, believe it or not.
Why did we do that? That wasn't planned.
We did it.
Go. Can't save, can't save, can't save.
Can't save.
Cannot save. So I got real close to him and got him while he was trying to throw a punch. This game actually has like a counter hit system, like it's a fighting game or something, where attacks that collide with an attack animation do more damage. You have to delay that shot a little bit, so you get like point blank shotgun damage.
We did not. That was not pre-planned. If you think we pre-planned that sort of thing, you don't know how. Like, I do not pre-plan that sort of thing to that extent. Everyone just decided to do that simultaneously.
Maximum.
So far, love and
This is. I'm honestly. I know I'm giving away my own
Punchy
opinion here, but this is
has
better than I
progressive
remember it being.
commentary toward the game.
Now it's time for the best trick in the game.
Illegal game design. Piano.
Shoot it.
Invisible piano child. Be gone.
You had to do it to him.
I shouldn't waste that much ammo.
Did I scare you?
Yes. Okay, so now this is a hard
Good.
trick. An actual one.
Yours
good.
method's
The
harder than
actual
mine. I
trick.
give you full props on
We
this,
have
by
to
the
go
way.
out of bounds. You have to use It's too dark to read the map to bypass into a loading zone. Then you need to slowly inch yourself along this wall such that you fall parallel to it, and that is not correct at all. Not even remotely. You need to fall parallel to it, far enough out that you fall down, but not far enough that you fall back in bounds.
You're
and the
too far
setup for this
forward.
is just incredibly annoying.
This is
Yeah,
hard.
this is one of the hardest parts of the
Still
game.
too far
and credit
forward, bro.
to,
I'm
the
way too
Mexican
close.
Justice for finding this out of bounds method.
Oh, it's him. I have to blame him for this.
Yes.
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 I'm way too close.
It's
every time.
insanely difficult,
You're
by
too
the
far
way.
forward,
Like,
bro.
It is not
That's better,
easy
that's
at
better.
all. This
Better
really
lineup.
does.
No,
separate-
you
Get
beefed it.
done.
Yeah.
This game also has a bad problem with joysticks, where sometimes when we're setting to neutral, it likes to throw you to the left because game sucks.
Oh.
Also, that okay,
That's not-
that worked. Sure.
Wait, I don't
Let's see
know
if you
that's-
get it, though.
I don't know if-
See ya.
Hold up.
I don't think that's
Is he
gonna
gonna
be
get
high
it?
enough.
No,
I'm
it's good.
Yelling.
I'm pretty sure he's got it, but let's see.
It's good. You doubt me? You doubt
I don't
the power?
doubt you.
You doubt the power?
It'll work.
Plywood.
It'll work.
I'm
It'll
a little
work.
bit nervous.
Well, he's saving the game just in
Fucking yelling
case.
at each other.
Plywood doubts the power.
Almost.
You doubt
Almost.
the power.
Almost. We're clapping in a moment here.
He's gonna fall. There it is.
Bada bing.
Okay.
Boom! That's out of bounds.
You doubt me?
Hand fault, not enough though.
Well, yes,
That's
definitely.
fair.
Like, I understand the concern on that.
I knew I was gonna hit that. That was definitely far enough
Sometimes
down.
I just like YOLO it and it works. I just went for it because I felt
That was
like
definitely
It
far
really
enough
does suck that
down.
that's kind of what world record relies on at this point.
yeah, it's hard.
At
That's
least
funny,
it's not my
though.
briefcase.
At least it ain't blind briefcase. True. It's nonsense on the top floor with like into
It's
an
like, you
elevator,
doubt
putting
me?
all your items away. So you can just get
'Cause I
to the
was
basement
totally
directly,
sure that
find
was gonna
plus letters,
work.
and then exit to the top floor with no
Even looking at it now, I'm like, that
In
was
total,
definitely
that
going to
out-of-bounds
work.
saves something
That
in the
was
region of
definitely
about
far
20
down
seconds.
enough.
It seems like it should be more opposed to... that's not going to hit.
Aw.
Yeah, you can't use that here. Ha ha ha.
You can't use that
You
here.
can't use that here, even though there's one
So,
item.
I'm so mad.
One item in the whole universe you can use a freaking can opener on. Also, there's light bulbs in the can. I don't understand this. Is this an American thing?
Yes.
No.
Yes!
No.
Dice,
Yes.
please.
No.
Is that a Japanese thing?
Maybe.
No.
No,
It's Japanese breakfast.
I don't understand this. It's inexplicable to me, but like so mundane that it must be something.
I'm just
It's
saying right now,
nothing.
you're gonna get the word luck for your briefcase.
It's
but then You're a
nothing.
lucky man.
It really is just
there's a
nothing.
briefcase combination that can have one of 19 possible combinations, not 20. The Silent Hill wiki is wrong. They keep reversing my edits. That is not a joke, by the way.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
reversing my edits.
Just edit who's mod on it. You should be fine.
The
They have the word
legendary
"dom" in the word
joke.
list. It's not there. I have been through the code.
I'm calling time, not that the game's over, but it's the word.
It's true.
over
There
to
was
the
a
side.
there was a
Yeah, I'm
wrong
guessing
listing
luck.
on the
That is
wiki
my
for
guess
this
for the
puzzle
briefcase,
for
though.
years,
I'll go
man.
dark. If you are extremely spicy, you can just like not pick up the item that lets you see the
They
solution.
fixed
and
it.
just
It's fixed by
YOLO
now.
guess it.
It's fixed by now. They did
almost
reverse my
never
edit
does,
though.
but you
That's
can
not a
do
bit.
it.
They really.
5
That's
seconds,
real.
that's it.
Like I've tried to look into RNG manip for it, like proper RNG manip. The
See?
process that
I was
determines the
working on that
exact,
fucking years
like,
ago.
outcome of those is incredibly thorough, which is annoying because it means I can't work with it.
The RNG actually settles once you enter the hotel.
No, it starts at the start of the game.
Really?
Everything is fixed
Yeah.
the moment you hit game
Right
start.
as you start.
I thought.
I knew that. I knew that years ago.
I learned something new.
Big man Japan found that out.
We've learned that recently. We are making developments into this, but like the game is
We
actually
knew.
really
We
robustly
were working
programmed
on this.
that.
I'm mad about this because you know when RNG Manip got found, like there was a Kotaku article that ran that attributed it all to like one mysterious like SH2 luck person thing. But we were working on that shit for fucking years before they showed up. I mean, SH2
Doing
luck
a
did
good
like
job of
do
that right
good
now.
developments. I just got annoyed that the Kotaku article was like,
Don't miss it. Don't
it
miss
was only them, and it's like
He missed it.
I missed the VCR.
The
by the way.
VCR is impossible.
Flowers.
I don't want flowers.
Want any damn
Do you want to save the game?
I want Arby's.
No, I don't. That's a lie. I
Mary
never
wants
want
the
Arby's. Terrible.
Whatever. She should die in 2 hits.
And
time.
time.
Yep.
Woo!
GG.
Let's see what that time is, by the way.
Let's see.
That's a speed run.
How many saves?
40-55.
2,500.
2,523.
Beat that.
I milked it for all it was worth.
I'm just saying, I already put in the donation during the run. I don't know if it went in yet.
The game
I have a
didn't
donation.
crash.
Woo!
We did it.
I'm yelling about the game. Not
Did it go through
crashing.
or no?
I was so scared of it crashing.
And a GDQ.
Woo!
Everyone's crashed this game at a GDQ.
Everybody
crashed the
ran
game.
this game
We did
before.
it. You didn't crash the game?
No.
No.
Oh, with you cheat. You play with like the thing on. that
I
makes
played
it
on
not-
keyboard. So you used keyboard at the end and it helped.
Whatever.
Yo, Punchy.
You
I got,
ruined my thunder.
I got $20 from McDice saying, I'm a man of my word. Here's 20 towards your choice, Punchy.
That was fun.
Congrats on the
Oh, I
save.
did it like during the boat. I was on my phone for like a good chunk. I knew you were gonna beat it.
He did it during the boat ride? Did he
like you did
fucking
something
really?
with the
Oh,
game.
that was me saying congrats on the saves. That's a lot of saves.
What a save.
Oh yeah.
Did he fucking really? Where was the boat? Was he really?
Hey, the boat.
Vehicle section.
My lineup was alright.
He really is on his
The way I
phone!
do that is like all rotations to the right and then just hold forward and hope it's lined up properly. And it looks like I am actually lined up properly.
He really was on his phone doing that shit.
Well,
Yeah, it's a lot of
What a master.
Save high score.
It's way too many saves.
Well, you
Guys,
did
this is a
have help.
king. What a guy.
I did. Ladies and gentlemen, dog key. Dog ending.
Woo!
Everyone loves the dog ending. It's the freest donation incentive.
We got your sign, Punchy.
Easy money.
My no, she was a tatonoka.
What the fuck am I doing? I still got it, by the way. It's too hot for that. It's boiling in the UK right now, man. We're not even on beat. We're off beat with the clapping.
Get that? We found it.
What do you mean you found it?
They handed it to us. They.
They?
The old gods.
Okay, fine. I will accept that.
Hey, got you 2,500.
I don't
Did.
even question
I
it.
saved the game a lot.
Where did that come from? They didn't tell me. Like, did like staff drew it and just handed it to them in the middle of the run?
Boo that man's kneecaps.
Like, did they just drew it and gave it to them in the middle of the run, apparently? Like, I didn't, like, say they... That wasn't, again, that's not a pre-planned thing. Someone back there just did that.
He's choking.
I don't know where some of these clips come from.
I think from the game.
Well, I mean... yeah, that sums up how I feel, really, that noise.
Dice is just like, hits me with a sarcastic one and I just go...
phase into view.
Better than the crack.
Wow, you guys rated that one really highly. That run was not divisive at all. Now that I've sat back down, that run was not divisive at all. Everyone thinks that's S. It's like, it's 8-2 in favor of S tier. You guys loved that. I definitely think that's a lot better. I definitely think that's a much better, like, that's actually a better run than I remember it being. I'm giving away my own opinion here. I'm supposed to be like, you know, not doing that. But like, almost immediately from like minute 1, you can tell I'm like more confident. Like, it's like, it's audible. You can hear it in my voice. That like, from the minute it starts, you can like hear I'm like more in my zone. It's a bit, I'm still like kind of angry Punchy during it though. Why am I so angry? Am I always like, don't answer that. S, you guys rate it S rank. You really believe in that one. I'm flattered. I really am. The next run is Silent Hill 3.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Silly Games Done Quick. That most treasured of blocks. I'm Punchy. This is Plywood, man of many Konami speedruns. A speedrunning renaissance man, Maxi Lobes. You know him well, because he was literally on the couch for the last run. And 2 cards short of a full deck of dices who lost the fight with a lead pipe.
I'm not doing
2 cards short of a full deck of dices.
If it's any consolation, right, I injured myself playing the rhythm games in the arcade, so I had to get a Hello Kitty Band-Aid from the makeup station back there. So everyone on the... We're all beating ourselves up over here.
Speedrunning's dangerous work.
This is Ufo Ending. This is like the start of Silly Block at the time.
Video games.
Just get right on it. Just get it. That's a good intro. That's a good snappy intro. I really like that.
Skipping the orange. Wander out here and behold the Heza Beam. Heza Beam.
They're taking so much damage to die.
This guy didn't die properly. This is a thing that enemies sometimes do in this category. They can just choose to randomly not die, which is good. Hey, okay, so that's
Got the third one.
The common wisdom for this category has been to use the sexy beam, which we'll see in a bit. Like, it's subtly different because it's, quote, stronger, which is technically true if you have no sense of nuance. The Heather Beam fires quicker.
Angry again.
And has farther range, which is more significant in a category where health values really aren't that important. That's 8329. I promise that's correct.
I never know how you can manage to read those.
I don't know either. Like, I swear that's right. Like, I was oh god, the mouse sensitivity is crazy high. Yeah, see,
that was right.
Nice. Of course I'm right.
Well done. Always.
Unfeasibly large fucking
Normally you have
ego.
to, like, solve a puzzle, but now
I've said that every run. Every run.
She just likes Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
No wonder some people think I'm annoying.
We gotta kill 3 are knocked down, which is very.
They're taking way too much
good
damage
and,
because the
like,
damage
annoying as hell.
isn't
They're
like.
not dying quickly at all.
Yeah, like it dawns on me here that the damage
stage
is mean.
I'm just gonna hustle.
Going for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I realized that Windows 10 has like reset the difficulty setting to the wrong value, and I've just decided to go with it. I really should have just paused the game and opened the options menu. I could have just done that.
A fun glitch. This run has those, shockingly. This is like the one glitch we've managed to find in like some decade and a half of trying to break this game.
Oh baby,
this is very exact.
we broke this game so hard nowadays.
I will equip this.
Magical girl time.
I let the whole cutscene play out. Just arms played the.
Power that looks like I'm flipping off the camera.
I disagree.
Yo, Argo, thanks for the Prime Gaming.
Suki ni kawate. Oh, shiokia!
I tried my best.
Sexy beam shupats. I didn't hit it. you gotta activate that transformation cutscene as you overlap this loading screen.
Fucking idiot. I do such embarrassing things for the sake of a laugh.
The bandage on my finger is not helping with.
Almost there.
Oh my god.
Trying so hard to get this.
Maybe one more.
One by one.
One more.
Pixel by pixel.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're out of bounds.
Oh, I do this so scary as well. I did such a scary version of this.
Lighting changes in a very subtle way. Also, if I quick turn out of bounds, I crash the game. So like, I gotta be careful not to do that as well. So we're like out of bounds. We're out of the map entirely.
I did such a scary version of this out of bounds in a marathon. Why?
Dodgy. This is extremely dodgy. That works.
Why did I, like, YOLO it like that?
This is not fine. This is not fine. This setup is extremely dodgy. Yes!
There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
That's not even me acting. I did that so scary for some reason.
Okay, so years of people like poking at this game, trying to make it break. In terms of like solidly put together games, Star 3, there's a lot of minor jank to it, but it's really hard to break seriously. It's a pretty solidly put together
That
game.
statement
Also,
aged so badly.
The Princess Heart costume on.
I'm really just like,
murdered all those dogs.
I'm making all of this up as well, by the way. Like, because the difficulty changed in the middle of the run by accident, the route is so bad.
It's taking a whole lot longer to kill anything than it should, but...
This is like barely a speedrun.
I'm just gonna put up with it.
This is barely a speedrun. I'm just totally making this up.
Sexy beam.
Windows 10.
That's a good attitude. That's a good attitude, but I'm like thrown by the fact that this is like barely even a speedrun at this point. I'm just sort of doing Ufo
When you're
Ending
dealing
on
with
normal.
PC ports these old, you kind of have to... It's kind of a miracle it works at all.
This is also better than I remember it being so far, actually.
Just for insurance, I'm taking that first aid kit.
I'm carrying myself a little bit.
So these two enemies coming up in this room, these are pendulums, and this category has a glitch associated with these, but it's not a fun glitch, like a cool glitch that breaks the game. This is just one of those annoying glitches where... Okay, no, those guys are actually dead. If you kill those two enemies too close together, the game will fail to count them properly for your overall kill count. It's like, oh, how do you know that happens? You don't. You get to the end of the run and then realize you're one shortchanged and you like pull your hair out trying to figure out what kill you missed. And it turns out, after like a million hours of testing and countless lost runs, it turns out it wasn't your fault and you weren't miscounting. It's just the game does it wrong.
Ufo Ending.
I'm not bitter at all.
I deserve to be angry about that.
Nice camera angle.
I deserve to be angry about that. That's earned.
A camera angle that I'm looking at right here. Thank you. Oh, no, it really insists on this camera angle.
I deserve. That's real. That's a real problem with this game. That's factual.
That's killers. I need those.
Two pendulums killed simultaneously. The game will only register one as being dead. It's so annoying.
Game. This loading screen is longer than usual. Don't panic. Thank you. Don't panic. It does that on every computer. Every computer I've ever tried this game on, it does that. That loading screen is just longer than the others.
It's tied to the sound effect.
No, it's just the game. It just be like that.
I figured it out eventually. It's tied to the sound effect.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's actually... Oh, no, I lied. The out of bounds isn't the only glitch in this run. I gotta do this.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes!
I'm excited.
Ooh, you don't do this in a hot minute.
Alright.
You got this.
Okay, we're walking on sunshine. Whee!
Yeah, the classic.
I'm walking in the wrong direction.
Try zip.
So that was cool, right? It doesn't save any time.
Look straight into the camera while I say it.
If you run that normally, it saves half a second to do it normally. But I did it anyway, because, like, of course I did. How would you not do something like that? Give me this hairdryer. This hairdryer has the worst hitbox of any hairdryer in a video game. That is an award. I give it to this game. It's really hard to pick up. It has such an exact angle. Come back.
And they're gone.
Hit and run.
Rude. I think that's a third one. Whatever. I don't know.
I think there is a third one in the back.
I think a third one spawned. I don't know. This is messing with me, dude.
I'm like confused. My kill count's having a moment. I'm confused.
This is a good game, yo. I'm just throwing that out there. Like,
it is a very good game.
We like to rib at GDQ because, you know, we like breaking games and all that, but this is a good video game. It looks very nice. It holds up very well.
Not that you can see that on this recording.
PS2 games of all time.
This loading screen also takes longer on the way out.
Weirdly enough, this game started off as like a rail shooter.
I've heard this story.
Yeah.
I've heard this story as well.
Like, and if you ever played Silent Hill the Arcade, it's terrible. That's a terrible game.
It's funny terrible, though. Okay, the hitbox on this painting
The arcade's
is also
pretty
very
bad,
peculiar
even
and
as far as
typical
like rail
of
shooter
most
games go.
Okay, there we go.
You got it.
That's the hardest hitbox in the video game. We did it.
What with the hairdryer?
Well, that one's the second hardest, then, whatever.
How dare you
I
question
don't want to
me?
risk going around the corner, so I'm going to hope that the heather be... Okay, so that is... Yes. Okay.
Got it.
Oh, I know. I budgeted for credits. That's why my estimate's so high. I remembered.
But
This was
time
like
is
part
not
of the run
until
estimate.
after the credits, and the credits... is very... No more Silent Hill at GDQ. Silent Hill is cancelled. We blew it up.
No more Silent Hills. Amy's gonna make it in.
They never took it ever again.
But it's time, everyone.
Until they let me do the same game again.
Get your microphones. Get your karaoke stands.
Gather around.
Gather around.
Gather around.
They take it. The back couch actually takes it as a cue to get in frame. I didn't plan that. I didn't tell people to do that. They just started doing it.
You're pulling it slightly too fast.
It's a little fast.
A little fast, a little fast.
You're off beat. It's a little fast.
The clapping is a mess. リズムがないよ。
Let's all sing the Silent Hill song. It's entirely in Japanese and it's Team Silent getting drunk as hell in a recording booth. That's how they did this ending.
I think I'm maybe. They have maybe on that part.
1, 2, 1, 2.
We're not even in sync. Is this out of sync? Was this out of sync the whole time?
Yes.
Oh my god, was this as bad as I think it is?
Oh yeah, there it is.
No, we're in sync now. We're trying. I'm the only one who actually knows how to pronounce words, and I'm not even that good at it.
You don't all have to sing, but you should. Will.
It's just so fucking bad. They're all just like... Also, like, I had Ecdysis on the couch for this. He can't say Japanese words for
He
shit.
actually knows Japanese.
I try.
To advance beyond cringe. We're all having so much fun though. This was part of the pitch of the run, by the way.
In this run.
No one can keep rhythm. Oh my god. What are they singing about in the song? Silent Hill! It's the Silent Hill no Uta! Yeah, it's a really long song too.
This is why we had Hatsune Miku with us.
Douglas!
Douglas! Douglas!
I put on the voice as well! Fucking dumbass! This is awful! I hate this so much! This is... I'm fucking melting watching this.
Last but not least, Heather. I wish they went Japanese.
The hiccup.
Someone is yelling in the back in better Japanese than me, but I don't know who they are. How did the Japanese restream react to this? Actually, the Japanese restream, on commentary, stopped trying to translate. It said something like, それはホラーゲームですね。As in, this is a horror game, right? Terrible. Committed so hard to such a terrible bit. No, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, but like, holy fuck, it's so embarrassing.
How much did I drastically overshoot the kill count?
You can't even see the kill count on the ending.
Okay, no, I actually can't tell. It doesn't show up on the results screen. It's because you skipped the worm. Silent to me. Studio.
Studio となります。
Catch your breath.
We're done here.
There's nothing I can add to that. That's the fucking hell. That was a good idea. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's so embarrassing though. I'm dying on the inside watching myself do that. But like, such wholly executed confidence for that bit. Look at the crowd. They're standing. They loved it. But they loved it. But also, that was such an embarrassing thing to commit to. What a bit. What a bit. I don't regret doing that, to be clear. I don't regret doing that at all, to be clear. But also, fucking hell. Like, I'm sure you guys understand that, like, that was... I think that was a good idea, but also watching that back, like, makes me want to die. Like, you understand, right? Do you guys get it? I have such bad Japanese pronunciation as well. I still do. The British accent, like, really fucking... It really leaks into when I speak. Less of this. Less of this. Alright, here's your voting. The cringe feeling. It's cringe, man. It's my own work as well, like, it's harder for me. Alright, well, I'm here, and you know what? You guys gotta vote faster. That's a perfect... No, I'm gonna end the poll right now, because that's at 69. Yeah, you guys once again have shown that you believe in me far too much. You have voted it for S, but I noticed that the S split is it's more 60-40. It's more 60-40. Rather than like Silent Hill 2 had a ratio of like it was like 80-2. 80-2, 8-2. Like 80% of people. So far we'll say like that's still a confident enough margin that I'm okay with this, but we'll say left side is like top internal to the tier, shall we? So it seems like UFO Ending was well received among you guys, but you guys, in general, people like Silent Hill 2 a bit more. That's the impression I got from the way that split. That's the impression I got. Which I think is I think that's a fair assessment as far as you guys go anyway. Committing really hard to a stupid bit really helps. As embarrassing as that was for me, and make no mistake, that was extremely embarrassing. I don't regret doing that. And we've done 3 Silent Hill runs, so now we move on to the era of strange Punchy, because the next run is when GDQ moved online. And it's Summer Games Done Quick 2020, Baba is you. Amazing, there we go, found it. I'm counting to, like, jump in.
Hello everyone, I'm Punchy, this is Baba Is You, a game that took me 30 hours to complete for the true ending casually. I will now do it in 27 minutes. Amazing. Joining me on this journey will be...
Hi, I'm Will. I'm annoying.
That's Will, he's annoying. He is. Thank you, Will, for that. Count of 4.
Get me getting my drumsticks ready.
We are Sex Baba! We're here to go fast and solve puzzles and stuff! 1, 2, 3, 4!
I yelled that as hard as I could. You can see that shit bounce off the fucking monitor. Did you see that strike the camera?
2 weeks ago, you said.
Create Rockers win.
Can we get a repeat? You can get a repeat. Hang on, let me go find it. Pay very close attention to the top left corner.
We are Sex Baba! We're
Look,
here to go
watch.
fast and solve puzzles and stuff! 1, 2, 3, 4! Start!
Whack! The colors dip because I hit it.
Whoa, sync was in.
Also, by the way, I think I explained this later in the run, but I'm going to do it now. I did not break my monitor doing that. I did not break. I'm still using the monitor. It's this one right now. I'm looking at it. It's fine. Okay.
Just stage scope with the jelly can be synced. We push that text through to make a path for us to turn.
To be fair,
We're gonna
cracked
make
is a really
start
weird
push,
word choice. But
except
yeah.
we're not going to do. So we're going to push that pillar through the stars that would ordinarily kill us, and we're going to make pillar is you, which allows us to touch the flag. Affection, we're going to turn all these takers, which are the orange dudes, into love, which enables us to win the stage almost immediately. Brick wall introduces us to turning something into you and win at the same time, because if you are win, you win. Funny that.
I keep like touching my nose. It's a quirk of mine.
We're going to turn all the walls into jellyfish, and then we're going to make the jellies win and touch the wall, which wins that stage.
Every time I beat a level, I like
Ripping
touch my
through
nose.
it at
Why do I
quite
do
the
that?
pace. His flag is rock, which causes it to
See?
rapidly judder between rock and flag at the same time.
Why do I do
Flag
that?
Wins the stage, of course.
It's a tick.
Jelly is Baba, creating a fresh Baba down there. We can get this flag.
Watch me do it again.
Is win, clearing
Every time!
1 minute and a half in, and I've already beaten the first world. By the way, the drumstick bounced off the floor and cracked my monitor. I mean, the monitor's fine. Like it's not broken, but like it bounced off the floor. I'm not even kidding. Like that bounced quite a bit. I threw that really hard. Rose is red, Violet's is blue, flag is win, Baba is you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Will just losing his shit in the background. Touched his nose. Why do I touch my nose so much? That's weird.
Okay, so float.
Split with my nose.
Float, it's not touching the floor.
Split.
Things that aren't like is float. Get it across, then unbreak.
Touch nose.
Baba is
Every
you
time.
can get across there.
I regret pointing it out now because that's all chat's gonna be able to see.
Push that too far in the corner. When an object is near me, and I move away from it, it will follow me because I'm pulling it. It's intuitive. So I've got to pull the key over to the box.
Oh, that time I touched my hair.
Flag, which allows me to get through. Other is win, just like that. But this not has an interesting modifier, which is that things can be not something. So this level, I have to make boxes not push. And if something is not push, it is push, which means I can push these boxes to create a path through to get to me, which wins the stage. Even less there. Create one more usage of not.
I'm losing
An
control.
Easy usage of not. It's like, wait, if something is not, doesn't that mean you can just make every not fence is win? Except this is too close to the edge. So, yes, not fence is win. We're not a fence, meaning we win. Amazing. My greatest accomplishment today was not being a fence. Win in the corner there.
It's just so fast.
Vision. This introduces
No one
has.
can
When
keep up with
something
this.
Has something itself, it becomes effectively
I broadcast this?
copies of itself. This introduces conditions, so we can now flag make moon, and we can make these moons open, which will open a path through the grass that would ordinarily kill us when we make Baba as win. I still died. There we go. Touch Baba, win the stage.
I'm having trouble like passing this, like watching it.
So we are
What the fuck am I talking
the
about?
orange thing over here. On rock is shift, the rock touches the water, turns into a key because rock on water is key.
It's
Open
so.
the
This
door,
is such a
complete
weird
the
run.
stage.
Like this is so outside my
Relax
usual
and
wheelhouse.
stop. This is the one with the belt, causing it to overlap because if it can't be pushed, it will overlap into us. This is nearly. This introduces swap and it's over. Swap moves objects between each other. They
Okay.
refuse to overlap. They'll move, so we can exploit that here in order to get the flag to overlap us. And that's the hard one. Swap is done. That doesn't come up anymore. That mechanic is gone.
Close. Obviously, at this point in Baba, we've decided that anything could be anything, right? But what if nothing could be anything? Well,
What
that's
if nothing?
what empty is about. You have a bunch of empty spaces all over the board, right? So those empty spaces are like physical spaces. They can be something. So nothing can be a flag, for example. You can have flags all over the place.
Good timing.
You can also, for example, make something into nothing. So you can make these doors empty, which is not the same as destroying them, but we don't really care about that. Anyway, we can also make Baba out of nothing, which is great.
Great!
We can also we can spawn ourselves from the ether of nothing, and we can turn ourselves into nothing in order to make big chains of us out of nothing. It's great.
This is such a
For
nightmare.
existential crisis. Now we've got a Baba instead of that level. For this level, we're going to turn it into a flag. Like I mentioned on the screen.
Will got a phone call.
We have a map,
Hey!
a flag and a bob, which is important because winning the map
Oh,
screen,
it was your phone alarm
takes
to
us
do the
somewhere
run because we
else.
started early. We did.
Welcome to the real Baba.
Welcome
to the
says.
question mark world. Turning the stage into a Baba.
I've taken
which allows
control
me
of the
to focus
commentary
on the
back.
secret
It's
world,
mine
not the
again.
secret world. That's what we just did. We're in the secret world now.
I thought we were in the secret world.
We're in the secret world, but now we're getting to the secret world.
Okay. And then after that,
One
it's the
layer
secret,
deeper.
It's the secret world after that, right?
It gets weirder from here, folks. Welcome to Baba.
Really,
This game
really
took me 30
going
hours
for
to
it.
beat casually. Okay, it's a Baba-sized hole. See if you can figure out this stage's gimmick.
This doesn't actually really do anything.
No, but I do have
it
to
just-
tilt my head to see what I'm doing.
That's actually how I have to do that, to pay attention.
Okay, cracking it block. So this one makes level is you, which means the stage moves when I do, which is somewhat inconvenient because I can't really see what I'm doing. Maybe stop. There we go.
Level is me, so now the stages are me, which allows the skull to get through, get this grass text. So now we start doing funny things with the stages.
I have
So
no
make
time to
level is
even
push
like
means I can
react
actually
to like
push the
I can't even do like
stages around on the
YouTuber
map
reactions
itself. I'm gonna
because I just
feed
never
level
stop
over here
fucking
to
talking.
create Is level. What am I gonna do with the level? I just have to find out. I'm gonna turn Babber into grass so I can get out of here. Run this flag text all the way over here, create flag is level, creating the final secret level in the secret level. I pressed the wrong button, which means I might have to do that all over again. Yes, I do. Balls. Read a donation real fast while I redo that.
Okay, I can do that.
It's
We
the
have
only reason we got a
$10 from
donation reader.
Cryteen, who
'Cause I
says
made a
it's
mistake.
too early for
Or make a big chain of things. For canister, we have.
I feel like I need
this
to sleep
word.
after
We have
this.
this word. It's called word.
Tangle. This stage has to be solved twice for 2 different solves, and this is where the solutions get quite odd. It's great.
Sighing
So
noise
first I have
from
to make
Will.
lava float. First I have to make lava float, because if level becomes melt and flag, then it melts because the lava's touching it, which is no good. So now the level is a flag, but now I have to actually win it. I've won it. That's it. All I had to do was that. So now I'm on stage
I win.
15, the box. In order to clear this stage, I have to make level near flag is win, because the stage itself is near a flag on the map. Because I turned the previous stage into a flag, I win the stage. And that takes us to the final stage, the very end. All I gotta do is make all is done, and that will be time. All is done. Time. That's it. Run's over.
What the
All is done.
fuck just
That was
happened?
actually pretty good.
Oh, real quick. I know that you just finished and that was amazing, but can I just say that we just got a $10,000 donation
Cool.
from
Nice.
Hempuli199 who says thanks to Punchy. Thanks to
That's the guy who
Punchy
made the game.
for taking up the challenge, and my apologies to Punchy's fingers. Thanks to GDQ staff for all their hard work setting up this and the other events and brightening our years every year. Have a great
Do I
rest
explain
of the event
that?
and year, everyone.
Do I
just
explain
needed
it?
to throw that in. I thought that was really
Yes.
amazing. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No problem. Yep, that's the developer of the game. Screen name Hempuli, real name RV Takari, I think. I can't pronounce names properly. I'm sorry. This would be the credits if I hadn't turned everything into done, so I've destroyed everything. You don't get credits. It's all a jumbled mess. But yeah, thank you very much. Your game is very good. I enjoy it quite a lot. It's also deceptively high APM. My hands are a wreck now. I'm billing you. You get my medical bills.
Shoutouts to
thank you very
Hempuli
much.
for making the video
Thanks
game.
for watching, everyone. I've been Punchy.
Do I
If you
explain
enjoyed
it?
the run, please follow me on Twitch. Apparently we're allowed to do those self-promotional bits now, which I thought we weren't, but I've heard at least 5 of those now, so I'm doing one myself. And thank you, Will, for joining me.
Just does it.
On Coke. Anything you want to plug, pal?
I did not. I mean, yes, but I'm good.
Not as shameless. Right, thank you for having us. You can cut us off anytime now.
Did I just fucking bow? Did I just fucking
Not
bow?
as shameless. Right, thank you for having us. You can cut us off anytime.
I did. I fucking bowed. What is wrong with me? No, okay. What I wanted to explain was that the donation, if the donation from Hempuli was like, "Thank you for taking up the challenge." What? I didn't explain that during the run, but that was a bet.
I disagree.
Yo, Jenka, thanks for the 15 months. But Hempuli is in a chat room that I frequent, completely beyond the context of this stream. And the previous GDQ, he said something like, "I don't think Babariji would ever get into a GDQ." And I was like, I'll take that. I remember I posted, "I'll take that." That was the reason I learned the run. He said that in a Discord that we're like mutuals in, and I was like, I'll take that. And it totally worked, and that was... I feel like I need to go to bed after watching that. I didn't have much to say over that run. Like, bad reaction content from Punchy, because, like, how am I supposed to react to that? I never fucking stopped talking at any point during that run. Well, nevertheless, here's the tier list. Fucking Christ. These runs are all like, this run's very undivisive on a sort of entirely different axis. I'm seeing the chat voting as well. It seems, the opinion seems, I'm honestly not surprised by that. Again, you guys are very nice to me. Like, I know that run is what, like, brought a lot of people to the channel in the first place. Honestly, this run seems to be, according to the chat poll, which I'm going to end now, just for the sake of, like, keeping things moving along smoothly. That seemed to have about the same ratio of, like, S to A as Silent Hill 2. Which means I am largely okay with... I'm largely okay with just putting it there. So far, it seems to me that, like, the way this goes is that Silent Hill 3 is that, like, this still had a fairly high, like, a high enough proportion of S votes, but it's like, the ratio was more split. UFO Ending had more splits. It was like 60-40, whereas, like, Baba is you and Silent Hill 2, you guys are voting, like, 80-20. So I think that order seems to work out okay. But then it must have been like, wow, you guys are really, like, rating these highly, huh? But, like, yeah, I mean, I guess you would do. Like I said, this stream kind of inherently selects people who like the stuff I've done. Right, now, this will be the last run, the most recent run I've done for GDQ. Another Silent Hill 3 run, so I imagine by this point game fatigue probably starts setting in. But Silent Hill 3...
Let's keep the donation.
Not in frame! I'm still not in frame.
This will be Silent Hill 3 extra new game. I am joined by... so we'll start on the count of 3.
Yeah, I like how
3,
through all these
2,
runs you can see my
1,
hair gradually getting longer as well. The game has there's no game audio coming
Yeah.
through this one right now for some reason.
So beginner normal mode combination allows us to have beginner mode like
Did this run
properties
broadcast with
and
no game
normal
audio?
mode game mechanics. I'm going to pick up a submachine gun here.
There
in
it
a
is.
box
Thank you.
in Strafing. Heather will immediately
I already
snap
dislike the fact
90
I'm like
degrees to
my
face that
webcam
direction
isn't
so you can
properly
do fast
framed
movement
up
that
there.
way. No one else calls it a snapshot.
How dare
besides me.
how dare I?
Just me. Flamethrower. Also, it's bread. Anyway,
It's bread.
5-1. You don't have to
You know,
actually put the
GDQ
books
online
back
staff
on
does
the
a pretty
shelf
good
to
job
know
with
what
my
the answer to the
like
puzzle
my
is. You
online
just gotta
setup.
Look at the puzzle real quick.
Like my audio doesn't sound very
Here
live.
comes Claudia to tell us that we're going to birth the god, but our goal in this run is to attack and dethrone God,
I regret saying that.
and we shall do exactly that. With the power of anime.
Nobody's called me on that, but I regret saying that.
Well, they can be useful because it tells you where.
Well, I regret saying it because, like, I thought it was just, like, funny Twitter
imagining,
meme of the moment,
two
but
exact
it turns out that
themes
phrase
that
has
we
its,
talked
like,
about
a more less than savory historical root, historical roots in, like, extremist acts, and it's like, oh, fuck. Like, I didn't know. I don't think anyone thought I knew either, because I didn't, but, like,
Silent Hill 3 does
let's
not
not
allow
do
you
that.
to interact with many key items and key events.
I don't think anyone took it as anything more than just a funny joke, at least, so, like,
We
it's
actually
okay,
figured out
but,
a
like,
way
at
to
the same
skip
time, I
past
wouldn't do that
picking up the
twice.
flashlight recently, but you can't complete the game if you don't have the flashlight, because the game's like, where's your flashlight, mate? Later on. And it's like, I ain't got no flashlight. And it's like, well, whose fault is that? And then the game is softlock. It was
Like,
unfortunate, because it looked like a really
that's a
cool
good joke.
skip as well, but no, you need the flashlight. Is that good? I think so. I'm going to equip the Princess Heart costume.
He's doing it again.
Transformation sequence.
He's doing it again. What a fucking chump.
It fuels me deep.
Ah, the Dealy Boppers. Twat.
I hit it first try as well. Okay, so that cutscene overlapped the loading zone. I wasn't expecting to hit that first try. What? Stop. Slow down. Okay, that cutscene overlaps the loading zone, which means I'm now out of bounds. I'm gonna tag this little like wall here.
And I hit it first try as well. That's really good timing.
Out of bounds, and now I have to blind navigate.
Didn't
through
do the
void
same
to
joke
end
twice.
the stage.
New joke.
I should have
Plus
saved before I
2.
did that, because if I do this, your friend during this.
Yeah, it's a
because
shame.
it's not
I couldn't find a good
There we
angle
go.
where I
So
could
that's
get
the mall.
something
We skip
more on
past
my
the
head.
first boss completely. That's the whole mall done, like right there. Over. You can't really see the dealy boppers too well when I stand up like this.
Yeah, see?
Like, the camera framing is... See? They bobble. We call these dealy boppers in the UK. I've been informed that's not how Americans call these. I don't think Americans have a name for this.
You said dealy boppers?
Yeah, they're called dealy bobbers in the UK, dude.
Huh.
He's shaking them.
Falling off my face. Oh no. And then when you reload that save, you need to hold aim. I hit it first try. Okay, so now the camera is just
I hit
stuck in
these.
nowhere. I have to navigate this completely blind, which is a total pain. Oh, where am I? Hello, I'm here. Ah, I found it. If you take the wrong line through this, you crash the game. It doesn't look like I've managed to crash the game. Concourse, spelled wrong.
It is spelled wrong.
Many people ask me, like, is this like the are you going to use the magical girl Heather costume for the run? I was like, not only am I going to use the magical girl Heather for the run, you have to. It's required. It's part of a skip. It's the perfect category.
I actually really like Extra New Game as a category. It's like my favorite one.
Knockdown.
Or at least it was before we
That's kinda
found like
random.
the
That's
dumb
normal
stuff.
mode, AI, and it's a funny fusion.
What I do think is
That
interesting
reason for normal
is
mode in
that
particular will become obvious later.
my diction is different
is the
in like my
subclass
newer runs compared to my earlier runs. I just didn't think it'd be that obvious.
You can't do that on the other categories.
But like it's the difference 1 year made between the Silent Hill 1 run and the Silent Hill 2 run. Like I got suddenly like much clearer when I talk.
This drains your health very slightly.
Yeah, if you play on hard or extreme, it's
yeah, it drains your health.
How do you avoid it?
You don't.
You have to walk. You don't. You have to walk through it.
You just have the life.
I think we're out of sync slightly on the COCOM.
Here's a fun little optimization. Every time you use the menu, if you use the mouse cursor to click accept on things, it goes faster than if you use the keyboard, because for some reason the game can poll the mouse faster than it can poll the keyboard. No, I don't know why.
This is much lower key than Baba. I think going straight into this after Baba is like you can tell.
Mouse. Not to quite get the timing there. The timing on this is tight. It's not frame perfect. I know everyone likes it when you say things are frame perfect, but I'm pretty sure it's like 2 or 3. Something like that. It's not
shade! Casual shade!
No, I'm in the wall. This saves a minute and a half.
Talks with hands as well.
It was eventually discovered as a result of someone refining a 4-year-old concept. So that's a nice little story, isn't it? Like collaboration. That's what we do best in speedrunning.
It is. And
my,
also you
my
mentioned
vague
that,
attempt to be wholesome.
Is, you know, like without using the word frame perfect, it's pretty.
I like how
difficult.
this is also like
it took me like
this
an
is
hour
this is
and
the
a half to even get one.
Dices.
It's hard.
Shut up. This run as well right now. Same camera shot. This is the one run I did that has the same camera shot as what is currently happening right. So I'm next to old.
Could you do the trick off that mattress jump?
Yes, it crashes the game.
Oh.
I did try to
yeah,
do
if
that
I recall
once.
correctly, there was a lot of testing back when Joki and Sosa found some of this stuff, and like, there were so many ledges that just crashed the game.
So many.
Replaced!
I wonder why.
People pretty because it doesn't like.
I mean, this isn't that old. This is
data
from like
because,
this
you
is
know,
from
shining a light
this is
on
from
the void
AGDQ
again, but
2021.
there's no terrain here.
This is from like
Room
6 months
and
ago.
crashes. So technically, there's like 3 kinds of out of bounds in this game. Hello, I'm over here now. Oh yeah. Also, again, if I do this wrong, I crash the game. All of these, if I do them wrong, I crash the game.
Speak up.
You save.
I'm going back to like mumble.
I didn't actually kind of ruin the photo. Well, not the final.
I do
You
have
get
a
the
bad
silver
habit of like
coin here.
mumbly
There's
asides.
you
I
can
think I do
skip
that even while
directly into
streaming.
this room? Wasn't me who thought.
Yeah, like everything in this run, if you do it wrong, crashes the game.
That was me.
The thing is, though, is it's not like quite as threatening as that because like it's very easy to not do it wrong.
Magical girl with. Oh man, she's got a gun.
Very different episode of Sailor Moon.
The Dealy
Boppers fell off. Okay, they're gone now. The Dealy Boppers are dead. That's nice.
No Dealy Boppers, D tier run. Shit.
Save
What a
complete
bad
doesn't
speed
hit
game.
The same way as game saved, though, man.
Try and lip sync
Maxi
what
effort
my
almost sounds
past self
different.
is saying.
That saves graphic that shows you the time. But some galaxy brain genius in the Silent Hill Discord discovered a couple days ago that the model itself actually shows the correct time. So if you zoom the camera in, you can just look at the clock. I was blown away by that strat when I found out. I was like,
did that
that's
work?
mesmerizing. That's so intelligent. It's an example of this game's really impressive detail because like why would the clock show the correct time?
But do you remember the number?
No, I forgot instantly. Do one of you?
I think it was 8293.
Thank you. Yes, it was. Thank you.
Oh, cool. I actually wasn't sure.
I forgot immediately as soon as I walked away from it. Okay, answer the phone.
I really did forget immediately.
Do in this situation.
Thanks, Igdices.
And now we need that.
Breaking. Punchy loses to Punchy in
below.
Punchy lookalike contest.
And that will take
I don't look enough like Punchy anymore. That's what they all say. I'm not good enough anymore. He lost his way after Baba.
Action's safe, probably.
Ever since I struck the monitor with my drumstick, life hasn't been the same. No, I never stopped replying to donations. I really think I gotta stop doing that.
No.
Or at least like not at
Anyway,
length,
they
you
fell
know?
off my head.
A thank you will do.
Oh yeah.
I've got a handful of Hotfix runs, but we're not watching those. We aren't watching the Hotfix runs until I need more YouTube content. Player Pixel gets it.
Exclusive to normal mode and up. Okay, so now we have Bally Skip, and guess what? If I do this wrong, I crash the... Actually, no, that's a lie. If I do this right, I crash the game sometimes.
Wait, what?
This skip just can crash the game for no reason, even if you do it right. So I'm definitely making
not a lie.
Because this...
Did I crash the game doing this?
That looked good. That looked good. That'll be the one. Either that will work or I'll crash the game. One of the two.
No, I got lucky.
The game.
There we go.
Techie owes me $10. Yes!
The fake bet joke.
That guy tweeted before the run, I'm going to bed, let me know if Punchy crashes his game. Didn't crash the game, you punk.
I mean, the run's not over yet.
I don't think there's any more chances for the game to crash. That was it. That was the last one. We're gonna open the save menu real fast.
That made a horrid noise.
Cracked my knuckles. That loading screen takes longer because of the sound effect. Don't you know
See,
that?
I knew
loading
that
screen
now.
will not progress until the sound effect is complete.
I learned
That's
something.
actually a general rule with loading screens in this game. If there's a sound effect playing, it doesn't progress them.
I learned that
Weird,
between
right?
the UFO run and then.
Muting it make it faster?
No. So that means it was a good idea. Rude. That guy's in the door. I need to
Something
be
about the sound effect. Like, I feel like the sound effects aren't
I
coming
need
through
to go
properly.
then.
Are they like left panned?
Instantly die.
Because the way GDQ online setups work, right, is that you pan your microphone to left and you pan the game audio to the right side so that they can like separate the audio channels out. But I can, you can't hear the sound effects on this run at all, and it's like I'm wondering, are the sound effects like panned? Is that why? Did I not know that?
I'm autopiloting again. Go back
You don't
down
need to
the
go back
elevator.
down.
I
Yeah.
know. I did things in the wrong order, so I'm confused moments in my brain, like autopilot.
They really force you to do things that way. It's for good audio balance. I think it's a good idea, but it just it plays
so that
weird.
Was new routing.
Yes, it was, but it's like not finalized routing.
Right.
It,
Okay.
it plays
very
weird
new.
if you know, your game is actually stereo.
In my face again. Go on.
Playing with my hair. Touch my nose. I just fidget a lot with my body
That's the
parts.
last card we need.
That sounds
to
gross
go
out of
fight the
context. I should.
final boss.
Nobody acknowledged that I said that.
As I trick.
Good luck from all
Fuck
your
you. No,
speed
don't
Punchy.
clip it.
Stay
Fuck
comfy.
you. Stop.
The riot.
And now we're going to attack and dethrone God.
Again, I regret saying that.
God, get down here. Now I'm going to use my lightsaber. This is the power of
Beam
anime.
saber.
Yeah! Power of anime on my side to dethrone God. Time. Last time. I beat the video game. I killed them with anime.
God crashed.
God has been dethroned. Didn't crash the game! Yay!
I'm always happy about not crashing the
Kick
game
God
during
in
these
the
runs.
head. Love that. You love to see. If you enjoyed that, I've been Punchy. I do speedruns at twitch.tv/Punchy. I'm doing the
Where
self-promotion of it.
can I find you, Punchy?
Thank you very much, Maxi Dices, for being here with me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
I like how my
GDQ,
white balance
and
kicked in when I
I'd
did
like to
that.
especially give a thank you to all of the technicians and producers who make the show run smoothly. I had to make a slight adjustment due to an emergency on my end. They were very nice and accommodating for me. Thank you so much. I really can't express enough how grateful I am. Thank you very much for having me. I love you guys. Peace.
And that was the last one I did. I think the contrast of that one doesn't really do it any favors. But we'll see how you guys feel. Where's SGDQ 2021? I didn't fucking run in it! They didn't let me in! I was banging on the door all night and they were like, no, go home, Punchy. Yeah, I'll give you, we're up to the final vote now. This is the last run of the night. Where does this one go on the tier list? We gotta vote in the poll and then I will give you my opinion. And I'll give you my opinion. You know, the voting right now is honestly, that doesn't shock me either, but also I'm just amazed at how, like, consistent this is. Because right now, you guys are leaning towards about the same place you put the Silent Hill 1 run, which is sort of like, it's really 50-50 between A and B. It seems to be in about the same place. You guys seem to have, which is honestly kind of funny, because, like, that's a much, like, later run. I think my delivery style is better, but it's a much lower key. Like, my delivery style is, I do think that's, like, improved. Well, I'm not going to give away my own opinion just yet. I do think, like, my delivery style is improved from when I did Silent Hill 1. A won the vote by about, like, 5 votes, and that's not really significant to me. We'll say, this is chat's tier list for me. I'm over here now, okay? I'm over here now. I'm in this corner. This is chat's tier list. Silent Hill 2 and Baba definitely rated the best at about the same ratio. Silent Hill 3 UFO still had a pretty good ratio. Put myself in F tier. What the fuck? This rude guy. Why am I in F tier now? Bad streamer. What was I saying? Fucking okay. Silent Hill 2 and Baba Is You rated basically the same. Silent Hill 3 UFO Ending got a pretty high proportion of S rank votes, but it was about more like it was enough votes that I'm pretty confident saying that, like, chat still liked it enough to put it into S, but it had a lower proportion. It was more like 60-40, whereas Baba Is You and Silent Hill 2, you guys were like 80-20 versus like S and A rank. Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3, a New Game Plus, rated about the same, which is I find interesting. I find that interesting because like like one of those is my most recent run, and the other one is like one of my older runs. But they're kind of like jockeying 50-50 between A and B. That's, you know, it's like, this is a fairly consistent kind of rating, you know. I have to kind of like do these middle ratings because chat is like not a hive mind. So, you know, like for a 50-50 rating, I think putting it in the middle here is like okay. And then Shuriken, people were pretty clear about this one, sort of like whatever. Yeah, I don't blame you. And this is just all the runs I performed. This is not including runs I couched or whatever. I don't really want to, like, I can't broadcast other people's runs without their permission. I can't be bothered to go around hunting for that permission. And it feels a bit skeezy to react to other people's GDQ runs, you know? Like, that's not my content. Even this, like, this is trash content, by the way. Like, I hope you guys are aware of that. But still, like, these are at least my runs. Like, I did these. It's my face. I'm allowed to do that. And we'll say that's chat's tier list, okay? You guys are, on average, I still think you guys are quite nice to me. Because now, I'll give you my fucking opinion. This is my opinion. Me. We'll do this in order. I'm doing this in order. The man, here's my opinions on my own friggin' speedruns. I think the Shuriken run sucks ass. There's a reason I don't do 5-minute runs anymore. I really like that game. I actually think Shuriken is a really cool game. To be 100% clear about this, I think Shuriken is a cool game. But I kind of regret spending that much time with it. Because it really wasn't worth it to the degree that, like, I put that much effort in. It wasn't worth it. It really wasn't. It really wasn't worth the effort I put into it. And the run itself is like, I mumble a lot. There's not enough fun facts. The game doesn't last long enough to really leave an impression because it's a relatively short game. I think that run's just forgettable. It's forgettable. There's not much wrong with it, but there's not really anything right with it either. And like that's I don't think that's good enough. That's not good enough at all. Like, I don't like that. I want to do better than that. Like, come on. So like that's how I feel about Shuriken. I think it was an important like learning experience for me. It's like why you don't like overcommit to fucking 5-minute speedruns. Because there really wasn't any time. Like there's nothing really wrong with it, but I feel like it's a length problem. Like it didn't have enough time to sell itself on top of anything else. And also my delivery just wasn't as refined back then. It wasn't as good. And then we have the Silent Hill 1 run. This is like okay. I'm giving myself B. Perhaps I'm overly kind to myself, but again, my delivery during this run is like shockingly weak, and I'm just really fucking grumpy. I definitely think I get less grumpy as these runs go along. But it's still like, it's pretty okay. It's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's like, it's saved by like a couple of good bits, like the doors bit is pretty alright. I feel good about that joke. My game knowledge is on point. But there's an overemphasis on perfection in this run that like kind of bugs me. Because I don't like act like that anymore. I have like such an, I lost like 10 seconds to this. It's like, don't say that shit. Don't do that. That's bad. That's poor commentary. I hate that. I hate it when other people do it, and I hated it when I do it. But obviously, I'm learning. Like, going from D to B, believe it, like, I have a lot of fondness for the Silent Hill 1 run, though, because, like, that's the run that really, like, put me on the map. People really liked it at the time, anyway. I'm less kind to it in retrospect, because I feel like my delivery style has gotten much better in the intervening time. But, like, rewatching that, I was like, damn, I was still, like, very mumbly and muddy, and... But it did start a lot of, like, the jokes that I would continue to mine for content over the course of the entire, like, trilogy. I can't believe I had running gags going through all the runs. That's really... Why did I do that? Like, I had, like, jokes running through the whole thing. But yeah, that's how I feel about the Silent Hill... That's how I feel about the Silent Hill 1 run. Okay? And Silent Hill 2... That was actually a lot better than I thought it was. Like, looking back at it, that actually was a lot better than I thought it was. That aged a lot better than I thought it would. I actually enjoyed watching that back to myself.
I don't know. I didn't think about that, but I'm actually like really surprised that that run is actually like still quite good. I'm actually quite happy with how that turned out. The couch banter is excellent. Me being like dead to the world and not noticing the sign was really funny. Dog ending came together nicely. The jokes are good. I'm really happy with how that run turned out. I actually think that holds up remarkably well. I didn't know that. I haven't rewatched that run in like a really long time. Yeah, I didn't cut the picture out properly. You saw nothing. But I rewatched and I was like, this actually holds up really well. I didn't think that would hold up that well, but it does. I think it holds up quite well. I'm actually like quite pleased with how that one came out. That's a generally good and solid run. I think it also really illustrates that I work well with Icdisis on the couch. Because that's like the first appearance of an Icdisis couch, and apparently that really works for me. But yeah, I don't know. I think that went very well. I'm just surprised by that, because thinking about it, that sort of thing like blends into my mind as like just among the other Silent Hill runs I've done, but that one I actually think is quite good. Quite good, relatively speaking. Quite good. UFO Ending, because I'm doing this in order of like performance. I think this is like A. Again, rewatching that, it's actually better than I thought it was, because like I thought that run was like, if you asked me to like rate this before having rewatched them, I probably would have put it in like B, because I would have said it's got one joke, but it's a good joke, but it doesn't actually. It's actually pretty good over the rest of it. Again, that's like better than I remember it being. Like, the bants is good, the patter is good between me and the couch, I explain stuff pretty well, it's got high energy, it's pretty snappy. Even though it's like even though the run is like a giant shitpost where like I'm just totally failing to keep the run together because the difficulty screwed up in the middle of the run, the sing-along is like the one joke that really pays off. It's so embarrassing, but I'm kind of glad I did it. Like, I'm glad I did it anyway, but like, to me, that's like kind of the one joke, you know? That's the one joke. But even as like on a raw commentary basis, I actually think the rest of that run actually holds up fairly okay. Like, again, that one better than I thought. Again, I expected I would end up rating that one lower, purely based on like how hard the sing along embarrassed me. Obviously, like I don't think about the sing along very much because it was just like some dumb joke I added to the end of the run. But like as a run with singular marathon commentary, I think that one actually went surprisingly well. That one went okay. And then, Baba. This will not come as a shock. I've made this known on multiple occasions. This is still the favorite run I've done. This is easily still my favorite run. Easily the favorite run I've done. I didn't have much to fucking say rewatching that because I was like, it's just constant. It's just like, it's so hard to stop. Like, it's hard to even make fun of it because I just never shut the fuck up. It's just going. It's just going. I had nothing to say watching that back because it was just like completely like mesmerizing even in motion. Like even as someone who did it, I was like, what the hell is going on? What am I talking about? What is this? And why is it so why is this so funny? It's like it's totally a one trick. Like I couldn't ever do that run twice is the thing. Like there would be no repeat. But for the one trick that it has, it's a really good trick. It's still the favorite run I've done. It's still definitely the run I like the most. Although Silent Hill 2, like, again, Silent Hill 2 is, like, rating a lot higher than I thought it would going into this. I think maybe I'm just nicer to myself than I thought I would be, because, like, I still like these two runs. Like, I like these two. I'm actually still quite happy with how these two turned out. Like, Baba especially, like, no wonder, I watched that back to myself and I was like, yeah, those runs are actually pretty good. I feel good about that. I feel good about my work on those. Those came out well. And then we have Silent Hill 3 New Game Plus. This one, I think, is actually, like, the biggest loser compared to how I thought I would feel about it. Because I think that one... It's just, like, I feel compelled to, like, fill the space, but I don't think it's that bad. But yeah, it's like a B. It's like a B. It's weird as well, because it's on, like, the extreme... Because, like, this is, like, my newest run. In the same tier as, like, my oldest Silent Hill run. But yeah, it lacks spice. Even compared to UFO Ending, it's, like, not quite as energetic. My delivery has gone back to being kind of lower key. I think it being, like, a repeat run, where half the run is similar to UFO Ending, doesn't really help. But it's gone back to, like, being a bit lower key than usual. It's okay. I don't hate it completely, but like rewatching that myself, I was like, this isn't as good as I thought it was. This isn't as good as I thought it was at all. It's not so good. It's not so good. I mean, B is okay, but like it's fine. You know, it's got a couple of good gags. I think I explained the tech fairly well. I think it's got a decent handful of jokes. I think my enunciation, my diction, it's still it's in its improved form. There's the break point here is really Silent Hill 2. Like Shuriken and Silent Hill 1, I'm still in like sort of I talk like this and it's very mumbly and it's kind of hard to understand. Anyway, like that, like project volume. And Silent Hill 2, I immediately start the run by screaming. Like you could tell I was like trying. You could tell I was trying to sort of inject some more energy into my performances, and it at that point forward it really starts to work. I feel like I found the style that I prefer to work in at that run. It started to come together there. But despite the fact I think this is in an improved general presentation state, the run itself is it came out sort of okay. Maybe it's because it was an online run rather than being at with a crowd to bounce stuff off of. The Biggest Loser, the F tier, but yeah, the Silent Hill 3 run is it's okay at best. It's okay at best. Again, I don't think it's terrible. I don't want to put it at C. But again, it's just not as good as a different run I did of the same game, despite that run being shorter. But I think C is too harsh. Because it's not that bad. I've seen way worse GDQ runs in my life. Yeah, chat's opinion and mine actually mostly seems to line up with each other. Mostly. I think I'm just harder on UFO Ending. Just because I think that, the joke is sort of cheap. You know? It was worth doing, but I think I'm, harder on UFO Ending. Especially because, the run itself, from a performance tech point, is also, such a shit show. I completely, buggered up the difficulty. Yeah, we agree on the general order of what the best runs are. Chat and me agree on this. But we disagree on the specific placements. You guys are slightly kinder to me than I am to myself. But we both agree on the fact that Baba Is You and the Silent Hill 2 runs are definitely my best two. We definitely agree on that. I'm not, I wasn't necessarily expecting the opinion to differ that much, but I am surprised that they agree so strongly. I don't know, maybe I understand what the people need. I'm slightly grumpy. Well, of course I'm slightly harder on myself. Again, I don't hate the Shuriken run that much. There's D2's fucking terrible, it's awful, but there's nothing to really recommend it, you know? But that was a fun stream to do. I got to completely embarrass myself by rewatching that shitty sing-along UFO Ending. And it gave me some thoughts about what I can try again going forward. And it was nice to see that I definitely think I've improved over time. My early runs have weak delivery. Whereas my newer runs have better delivery. I definitely got better at that. I definitely got better at that as time went along. Much better. The one thing I gotta stop doing is I gotta stop fucking cutting the donation reader off. It's annoying. Annoying child. But we will call that the stream. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the stream, please drop me a follow on Twitch. Although I imagine if you're here, you're probably sort of into the stuff I do by default, because that was very much a self-indulgent stream. Thank you for participating, and thank you for people who voted in my dumb chat poll and stuff. That was an experience. Thank you for reviewing my ego and checking my shit at the door. Because sometimes we gotta make fun of ourselves in order to move forward. A very meta stream. Yes, and follow my Twitter, join the community Discord, and check out my new YouTube channel. I do plan on uploading a highlighted version of this stream to the YouTube. That was kind of the point of the stream to start with. It was a YouTube idea first, and then I realized it would probably work better as a stream that I could then edit. So thank you very much for participating in this bizarre experiment of mine. It was a lot of fun. And for the most part, I'm fairly pleased with that looking back. I don't entirely hate my work. Good ending. Good vibes.